Okay, so I just checked out the Zika fever page on Wikipedia, and I noticed a few things that aren't quite right. And I think I'll add to it and add the references of the proof. Here it says, most cases have no symptoms, but when they present, they're usually mild and can resemble dengue fever. Well, we know it also resembles West Nile virus and is in fact more related to West Nile virus and St. Louis encephalitis viruses. So I'm going to add that in with references. Further down it says it's spread mainly by the bite of the Aedes type. Well, we know that's not entirely the whole truth from what other researchers, 3 other independent research teams have found. And I went down a little further. I think I won't bother with the history. It's not something that we're worried about. We want to move forward here, so I won't bother correcting any of that. The reservoir, this needs the Oka et al. Study, 1971, because they're only saying monkeys and rodents, so obviously birds have to be added in there. And lastly, I was surprised to see this, because I didn't expect to find it on this page, that the WHO does mention the use, endorsing the use of Wolbachia to render mosquitoes resistant, or so they think. So I'm going to add in a couple of credible studies, exact quotes from them for that. So just give me a sec, I'll add those in, and then we'll come back and see what happens. Okay, so I added in my changes and they took. At one point they wouldn't allow me to put infobarrel references in, which is fine, I understand. I only had a couple of those. So I also added in Zika also resembles West Nile virus and is supported 99% within the phylogenetic clade alongside West Nile and St. Louis encephalitis virus, Kulik's associated viruses, and I have the link to that. And I added in Dr. Constancia Ayres and Fiora Cruz Recefi has shown that a far more common mosquito, Kulik's, I can't say that name, blah blah blah, can be infected with Zika virus in the lab. And Dr. Guides presented strong evidence. The reference is there. A study by Gu et al. In China, the potential roles of vector in China, and that there are different strategies. And then it goes back to the symptoms that may include, which are very similar to West Nile virus. So they went on about that. As you know, I skipped down here to the reservoir, and I added in, according to Oka et al., almost half of bulbuls tested had Zika. Bulbuls are a popular pet in Southeast Asia. That's a study. And then in other regions, the red-whiskered and red-vented bulbul was either accidentally or intentionally introduced, namely Australia, Los Angeles, and so on, in some key areas that might be of note. There were recorded individuals of this species in Rio de Janeiro City in 2006, and there's a study on that. And I also added in why birds as reservoir hosts matter, and it's because it's so similar to West Nile virus that I added in 3 key points here. And a reminder that Zika is supported 99% within the phylogenetic clade beside West Nile and St. Louis encephalitis viruses. I didn't touch this area, I didn't touch this. Keep going here. And I added in just 2 simple links about Wolbachia. I'm just looking for where it is now. Maybe it's further down. I think it was near the end. Mosquito control, yes. Wolbachia should be further evaluated as causes of human infection, especially as Wolbachia infection of mosquitoes is increasingly considered to be a tool for interfering with mosquito-borne transmission of human pathogens. And I have a couple of citations for that. Wolbachia can potentially enhance a vector-borne pathogen that causes human disease. Our results, combined with other Wolbachia enhancement studies, suggest that field deployment of Wolbachia-infected mosquitoes should proceed with caution. And those are just the 2 sentences I added there. And nice that those additions have been automatically made, and we'll just see if they stay. that's it.